most marketable female athlete announced she'd failed a drugs test, three of her biggest sponsors announced they're having second thoughts. Nike, Porsche and Turkel have all suspended or postponed their deals with Maria Sharapova. Various deals were at various different stages of contract. Nike, for instance, moved fast to cut ties with Sharapova, faster than it has in the past, after other athletes were caught in controversy. For instance, Nike waited a few days to drop Manny Pacquiao after he made negative comments about gay people. There were several days before he moved in. Nike did not cut ties with Oscar Pistorius until a week after the fatal shooting of his girlfriend, and took several months to drop Lance Armstrong after initially backing him. Bruce Turkel is the CEO of Turkel Brands, joins me from Miami. Bruce, we always look to you to help us understand, in this situation, whether we are seeing hypocrisy in play or a new moral standard.
I have to believe that morals don't have a lot to do with it, Richard. It's all about business. What I'm confused by, and I have to admit, I hate being on national television with you and telling you I'm confused, but what I'm confused by is exactly what you brought up. Why they've rushed to make this statement, Nike specifically, when they have kept people, Lance Armstrong, Michael Vick, and on for so long. This doesn't make sense. So clearly, they see a business concern. They see a money, a dollars and cents problem coming.
And yet this particular case has many more mitigating factors, arguably, than we've seen in other cases. So are they just being venal? Is it just a question of they fear the business, the consumer backlash?
Well, look at it. I'm trying to figure out why else. Consumer backlash, that would be a great point. But there is no consumer backlash yet. In the case of Tiger Woods, there was enormous outcry. People clamored for him to be removed from that position, that spokesman position. In this case, that hasn't happened. In the case of someone like Lance Armstrong, he denied, even though, let's face it, he treated people very badly, and he was arrogant in his denial. Maria Sharapova has done whatever...
Bruce, I was going to say, but in this case, she came out, she did a mea culpa, she said she's made the biggest mistake of her life, and she seems to be being punished at a greater level.
I agree with you, and I will tell you that with our clients, the first thing we say is get in front of it. You don't get in trouble for what you do, you get in trouble for the cover-up. So she got in front of it, she was honest, sincere, she explained it. There are some quite credible reasons why perhaps this wasn't the crime that it's being treated. Whether that turns out to be true or not remains to be seen, but as we look at it right now, it doesn't make sense, which leads me to believe what you do, that either there has to be some sort of venal revenge here, or they see a big dollars and cents issue. Let's face it, as you said, she's the most marketable female athlete in the world. She and Serena own the industry. And maybe they see some reason why this is going to cost them big, but I don't see it.
The one troubling, well, there are many troubling aspects, but the one contradiction in all of this, I find, is FIFA, where the dog was barking as loud as possible for as long as it could do about what was happening at the Football Federation, and companies, sponsors, simply stood by FIFA until the stench was overwhelming. That's more troubling as well.
So do you think then that this is perhaps, it's a woman? I mean, listen, being the father, son, husband, and brother of ardent feminists and caring very much about those issues, it's easy to go there and say, wait a second, it was a woman, a blonde woman, and therefore we're not going to treat her the same. I just can't believe Nike would do that. And as far as you talk about the stench of FIFA, you can look at the stench of Michael Vick. You can look at the stench of Pistorius. And Michael Vick got hired back as a spokesman. So it just boggles my mind. They are not playing by any crisis management rule book that I have read from.
Bruce, it looks like it's a rather cloudy and blustery day in Miami, but we're very grateful that you've brought a robust argument to us on International Women's Day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Richard.